Welcome to Maths Entry. This is 2024 November 2H paper question 1. Show that 1 5 over 7 into 2 3 over 16 equals 3 3 over 4. This is fraction question. It is basic question. So when you are getting a fraction simplification, the first step that you get to do is you need to convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So go through the question and check whether you are getting any mixed numbers. Now we call this one here, in this case, this one, it is a mixed number. So you need to convert this one into improper fraction. So the very first step is, whenever you are getting a fraction question, fraction simplification question, convert those fractions into improper fraction. Step 1, improper fractions. Step 2, you need to understand, or you need to recognize the question as whether it has fallen under multiplication division or addition subtraction. So the first one, you need to identify whether the question has fallen addition subtraction or multiplication division. So identification is the next one. If it is addition subtraction, you need to apply LCM. If it is multiplication division, you need to cut up, down. We need to cancel out the fractions. So this is the basic concept of this question. You need to recognize whether it has fallen multiplication division or addition subtraction. Sometimes there might be mixed questions. It means both addition, subtraction, division, multiplication all are combined. Then you got to apply BODMAS. If there is any case like that, apply BODMAS. It means you need to do multiplication division first, then addition subtraction. Right, let's see this question. This is 1 5 over 7. Then according to this list, I got to convert this one into improper fraction. 7 times 1, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 plus 5, 12. So this fraction comes as 12 over 7 into 16 into 2, 32, 32 plus 3, 35. So this is the way how we convert into improper fraction. We multiply these two and add this one. 7 times 1, 7. 7 plus 5, 12. 16 into 2, 32. 32 plus 3, 35. After that, check out whether any cancellation or cutting thing is available. When cutting, we never cut in the same level. It means numerator, you can't cancel out. You need to cut up, down only. So let's cut up, down. 7 times 1, 7 times 5. 4 times 4, 4 times 3. Now let's say that you don't know how to cut it because you are not good at the multiplication table. Then there is one way that you can avoid this cutting part. You can use the calculator, straight away multiply 12 into 35 and put that answer. You have to show that step. 12 into 35, you have to put into the calculator and get the answer. Then 7 into 16, get the answer. Then use the calculator, cancel it out. It means calculator will give the answer. So if it is better if you know this cancellation. If you don't know how to cancel out, use the calculator, numerator multiply, denominator multiply, then write that answer. So once you multiply, you are getting it in this way, 420 over, if let's say that you are not cancelling out, okay, the answer is 420 over 112. Now use this one into the calculator, put these values, plug these values into the calculator and cancel it out. Now in this case, I'm using cutting method. So here remaining one is 3 into 5, which is 15. 1 into 4, 4. So we need to simplify this one. We have to check whether we are getting this one. So let's say that how many 4s that I can pull out from 15? 4 times 3, 12. Therefore, I'm writing 3 as my side number. How much is remaining once I pull out 12 from 15? 12, 13, 14, 15. Just 3. Yes, we are getting this answer. Then we are done. Question 2. Upper and lower bounds. The length of a table is measured as 1.4 meters correct to 1 decimal place. Write down the upper bound of the length of the table. When you are getting question under upper and lower bounds, you got to understand what the keyword of the question is. The keyword here is correct to 1 decimal place. This is so important. Correct to 1 decimal place. When you've been given correct to what? 1 decimal place in this case, you have to get the place value of to find out absolute uncertainty. No need to know the term of this one. But you got to find out the value. If you know how to get this value, that's fine. No need to memorize the term. So the length of a table is measured as 1.4 meters correct to 1 decimal place. Then come to correct to what? Correct to what always? It is 1 decimal place. Then next thing is you need to get the place value of this one. What's the place value of 1 decimal place? The place value of 1 decimal place is 0.1. If it is correct to 2 decimal place, it is 0.01. If it is correct to 3 decimal place, 0.001. After that, this is fixed, guys. Okay, we need to do this for each and every question for this place value. You gotta get it and divide it by 2. Not by any other number. It is always we divide by 2. Then the answer comes as 0.05. Okay, so this is the absolute uncertainty. You don't memorize that term, just get this value. After that, go to the question. Write down the upper bound of the length of the table. So get the original measurement of the length, which is 1.4 meters. 1.4 meters. Then we need to get upper bound. For upper bound, we add this much. Whatever we get by dividing this one, you need to add this one, which is 0.05. Then your answer comes as 1.45. So that's how we get the upper bound. For the lower bound, go to the original measurement again, which is 1.4. In this case, we need to subtract this much. So 0.05 to be subtracted, which gives out 1.35. So remember, to get this amount is so important. Identifying the keyword is the thing. If you can identify correct to 1, get that place value, because some questions decimal places, some question whole numbers, some question correct to significant figures. No matter what it is correct to, you need to get the place value. If there is no any decimal place like that, if it is straight away a value, the 1.4 meters correct to 10 meters, then straight away get 10 meters and divide by 2. If there is no such a place value thing, you need to get that measurement and divide it by 2. Is it clear? Anyways, whatever the correct to, take it and take the place value and divide it by 2. Question 3, under basic trigonometric ratios. In this question, diagram shows triangle PQR. Work out the value of x. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. When we are given a 90-degree triangle, there could be 2 types that we get involved. The first type is SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. The other type is Pythagorean theorem. So how do we decide when to get involved with Pythagorean theorem and when to get involved with SOHCAHTOA? It is like this. Let's say that you have to deal with only sides. It means all 2 sides are given and 1 side to be figured out. Then all 3 sides are getting involved to your question, right? This side, this side and this side. When all three sides are getting involved to your question, it is under Pythagorean theorem. When there is an angle involvement, for sure there is no Pythagorean theorem involvement, then you have to go to SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, the meaning of SO is sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. THA is cos equals adjacent over hypotenuse. TOA equals tan equals opposite over adjacent. So how do you label these three sides when you have to deal with SOHCAHTOA question? You get to label all three sides of the triangle. First thing is the longest side or the side which is opposite to the 90-degree side. It is hypotenuse. It is hypotenuse, not the height. H means hypotenuse. How do we label other two sides? So the side that is attached to the angle. Attached, can you see this side is touching this angle? So the side which attached to the angle is adjacent. Therefore, we label it as A. The side which is opposite, can you see this one? It doesn't touch this angle. It is right opposite to this angle. It is opposite. So I'm labeling it with O. Now I need to get X. Then I have to get involved with this X. I need to include this X into my ratio, into my equation. So therefore I need to include this one. And you need to have a given value. If you are going ahead with the value which is not given, the side which is not given, then you will be unable to solve that equation. Therefore, for the ratio, always you need to include the side that you need to find as well as a given side, the value which is given for the side. In this case, the hypotenuse is given, therefore I need to include this one as well. And the angle is given, right? We have three things. Let's see now H and A. Which ratio get involved with A and H? Let's see, this is OH. We can't go ahead with this one. This is AH. Yes, ideal. We have to pick this one. Then let's pick this one. So, K. So, I'm writing it here, K, which means the meaning of this one is C equals A over H. So, let's plug in the values into this one. Let's substitute the values into this one. So, C stands for cos. Cos what? C stands for cos. Cos, pick the angle which is 43 degrees equals adjacent. Adjacent which is the value that we need to get, which is X. Hypotenuse which is 8.6. Now we are done here after the algebra part. Right, now I'm going to go ahead with cross multiplication because I need to isolate X, right? Then I need to keep this one in this side and I need to get rid of this one. So these two, they are connected with division. When I'm sending it to this side, this one, since it is a division, when it goes to this side, it becomes multiplication. Or simply we cross multiply these two. When we are sending this one to this side through a multiplication. So it is 8.6 into cos 43 equals X. Now let's use the calculator and plug in the values and let's see what the answer is. Right, 8.6 into cos 43. What's the answer? It is 6.2896. So I'm getting the answers X equals 6.28. Therefore, I need to leave the answer to the first decimal place. The answer becomes as 6.3. That's the answer for this question. Question 4, percentages. N is a number. 17% of N is 357. Work out the value of N. So we got to get what N is. Now understand this thing. N. 17% of N is 357. Then you need to get N. It means you need to get the original amount. When you need to get the original amount, how do you get it? Always the original amount represented 100%. Okay, so original amount, there are other terms, new, old value, normal price, principal value, fee, all of these terms, cost, all of these terms represent original value. So whenever you need to get these things, original, old value, principal value, P, initial amount, normal price, you need to represent those values with 100% because they are the one that you had initially. Initial one stays at 100% always. So we can write that 17% represent 357 because it is given in the question. Then I can write, you need to get what n is. N means 100%, right? So I can write 100% represented by n. Then I need to get n. Then we can cross multiply and figure out what n is. Those who don't know what proportion is, you can straight away consider this one as a fraction. So 17 over 100 equals 357 over n. Now just cross multiply. Then 17n equals 357 into 100. Now let's send this 17 to this side. Then when it goes to that side, it becomes a division. Therefore, you have to divide by 17. Then let's use the calculator and plug in the values and figure out what the value for n. So 357 into 100 over 17 equals 2100. So the answer comes as 2100 for 100%, which means n. Part B. In 2019, the population of village was 650. 2019, 650. In 2020, the population of the village was 806. Work out the percentage increase in the population. So we need to get the percentage increase. How do we get percentage increase? There's a formula, percentage increase or percentage decrease or any percentage change or any difference is represented by R. R can be figured out using this one. You have to get the difference. Difference over, you have to get original amount always here. Original amount, the initial amount into 100. How do we get difference? How to get difference? Difference always old value minus new value or new value minus old value. Depending on the greater value, you need to write the greater value first. So difference, I need to get 2019, it was 650. 2020, it was 806. Therefore, I need to subtract these two values, 806 minus 650 over original amount. Remember, the original one was the previous one always. In this case, being at 2019 is the first one. Then 2020. So we do not get 2020 first, right? We get 2019 first, then 2020. Therefore, 2019 stays as the original one. So 2019, there was 650 population into 100. Now use the calculator. That's it. 806 minus 650 over 650 into 100 equals 24. So it is 24% the difference. Question 5, probabilities. Cody has a biased 5-sided spinner numbered 1, 2, 3 and 5. The table gives the probabilities that when the spinner is spun at, it will land on 2 or on 3 or on 5. The probability that the spinner will land on 1 is the same as the probability that the spinner will land on 4. Cody is going to spin the spinner 400 times. Work out an estimate for the number of times the spinner will land on 4. So this is common when there is a biased spinner. It means if it is not a biased one, unbiased one, the probabilities will be same. So let's say this is an unbiased one, then the getting 1 is 1 over 5, getting 2 is 1 over 5, getting 3 is 1 over 5. Likewise, the probability will be same. So biased spinner means it is favoring for some events, right? Okay, let's see now this thing. The probability for the spinner will land on 1 is the same as the probability the spinner will land on 4. So if I'm getting this one as x, this is also x, right? Because same probability. We don't know what it is. Now, Cody is going to spin the spinner 400 times. Work out the estimate for the number of times the spinner will land on 4. 4, the probability is x, then we need to get what x is first. So let's get what x is first. The common way is, we know that probabilities, all the probabilities, they add up to 1. They add up to 1. Probability lies in between 0 and 1. Therefore, once we add all the probability, they will add up to 1. So let's add them. Then I can write x plus 0.14 plus 0.17 plus x plus 0.21 equals 1. Here x plus x, 2x. Let's add this using the calculator. 0.14 plus 0.17 plus 0.21 equals 0.52 plus 0.52 equals 1. Now we need to get what x is. Therefore, I'm going to send this one to this side. When it is crossing this equal sign, it gets negative. So 2x equals 1 minus 0.52. So 1 minus 0.42, 1 minus 0.52 equals 0.48, then 0.48 to be divided by 2. So 2x equals 0.48. Dividing both sides by 2, 2 cancel out. Then x I am getting as 0.24. Once we divide this one, it becomes 0.24. Then I know that this is 0.24. The probability of getting 4 or stopping at 4 is 0.24. Then this one, who's Cody, she's gonna spin it 400 times. Remember, this table provides the probability for each spin. It means one spin. For one spin, the probability is like this. So I'm writing here one spin, it is 0.24, then 400 spins, I got to multiply this probability by 0.24 because it is the probability landing on 4 to be multiplied by 400 because she's going to spin 400 times. This is for one time. Then I need to get for 400 times. So 0.24 multiplied by 400. 0.24 multiplied by 400 equals 96. So she will take this 4 96 times. The answer comes as 96. Question 6. The diagram shows a solid triangular prism. Work out the total surface area of the triangular prism. What's the meaning of surface area? Surface area is the face, okay, the face where you can touch and feel as well. So, how many surfaces are there that you can touch, that you can find? Let's highlight out the first surface. So, I'm going to highlight out the first surface, which comes as this way. Okay, this is the first one. What do you call this figure? What do you call this figure? This is a triangle. So let's label it as first one here. Surface 1. And this is also as same as that triangle. If you go through this one, it is also as same as this one. This is also same. Right? We have same two triangles because length and breadth of them are same. So this is first one. This is the second one. Okay. Two triangles. So let's get the area of first and second. First and second triangles. 1 and triangle 2. How do we get the area of the triangle? Area of the triangle equals half into base into height. How do you recognize what is half, what is base? It is like this. There's two sides where they make 90 degree. One side is base, one side is height. So let's substitute the values. Half, base is 8, height is 6 into 2. Because I'm having two triangles. So 2 cancel out. 8 times 6, 48 squared centimeter. We are getting 48 squared centimeter surface area from these two faces of the triangle. Right, we are done with that one. Let's move on to the next face. I'm going to figure out another face now. For that, let's see this way. I'm getting this one this time. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, this is what's the shape of this one? It is a rectangle. Okay, although it looks like a trapezium, it is actually not a trapezium. This is 3D shape. You have to view it as a 3D one. So if you know that, let's say that Toblerone chocolate. So this is the flipped around one. So this is the base of that chocolate box. So it is a rectangle. If you see it, it is a rectangle. So how do we get the area of the rectangle? Area of the rectangle equals length into breadth. So this is third face, which is rectangle. So let's get the area of third face, which is rectangle. How do we get the area of the rectangle? Length into breadth. How much is the length, which is 15? Breadth is 10, which becomes as 150 squared centimeter. Right, we are done with that face. There's another face. Let's get that face as well, which is this one. Now, this is also a rectangle. Okay, this is also a rectangle. So, let's get the area of this one, which is rectangle. Let's label it as figure 4. So, I'm getting area of fourth face, which is a rectangle. Length into breadth. Area of a rectangle equals length into breadth. So the length, which is this side, which is 15, because this is 15, this is 15, and breadth is 6. So length into breadth, 15 into 6. which gives out 6 times 5, 30, 3 remaining 90. 90 squared centimeter. So the last phase, let's get that one as well. I'm using this line to highlight it. Okay, this base, the bottom one. This one. It is also a rectangle. This one, it is the fifth face. It is also a rectangle. Therefore, let's get the area of the fifth face. Rectangle. Again, length into breadth, which is length is 15. Breadth is 8. So 8 times 4, 40. 4 remaining. It is 8 times 1, 8. 8 plus 4, 12 squared centimeter. Now let's use the calculator to sum it up. So 48, 150, 120, 90 equals 408. So we are getting the sum as 408 squared centimeter. Question 7. On the grid, draw the straight line with the equation x equals 3, y equals 1, x plus y equals 7. Label each line with its equation. So when we are asked to draw straight lines, there are 3 types of straight lines you got to understand. So what's the first type? The first type is, if I'm getting the first type, x equals k. K can be any number. K can be 1, minus 3, 3, 0, half, 0.3, any number. K can be any number. So if you are asked to draw x equals any number, in this case, let's say x equals 3. Now let's say that we need to draw x equals 3. When the equation is given, check out whether there is any y involvement. If you are getting any y involvement, it is complicated. You need to draw using the calculator. So if you are asked to draw just x equals a number, it is so easy. Go to the x-axis, figure out where 3 lies. Here, 3 is here. After that, draw a line which is parallel to the y-axis. In this case, we are drawing it in this way. So this is x equals 3. I'm drawing a line which is parallel to the y-axis. That's how we draw x equals any number. Now in this case, this is special. X equals 0. X equals 0. Here 0 is here. We need to draw a line which is parallel to 0. Remember, y-axis is x equals 0. X-axis is y equals 0. So they are going other way around. Okay, y-axis, the equation of the y-axis is x equals 0. X-axis, the equation of x-axis is y equals 0. So when you are asked to draw x equals 0, just draw the y-axis. When you are asked to draw y equals 0, just draw the x-axis. That's how we draw x equals 0 and y equals 0. Second one, y equals second type. Y equals any number. Y equals k. K can be any number. K equals 1, 0, any number. So let's draw y equals 1. Same way, figure out where, go to the y-axis, figure out where 1 lies and draw a line across that one which is parallel to the x-axis. The line has to be parallel to the x-axis like this. So this is y equals 1. Next type, slant lines. So when drawing slant lines, it is a bit different. Slant lines. Slant lines are the lines like that which has a slope, not like vertical and horizontal. They get a slope. So these are the type of lines which are under y equals mx plus c. Okay. So when the equation is given, we can draw the table and draw this line. So equation is x plus y equals 7. X plus y equals 7. The first thing that you need to spot is, can you see in this equation x and y both got involved? In this case x only, in this case y only, in this case x and y both. When there is an x and y both, it is complicated. It is under y equals mx plus c type. Then you have to draw a table and draw the line. So first thing is, you need to rearrange this equation according to y equals mx plus c, because you need to get only y in one side. So I'm keeping y here. While I'm keeping y in this side, I'm sending this one to this side. So it gets minus x. If you want to rearrange furthermore, minus x plus 7, it is okay to write this way as well. So okay, now I'm under y equals mx plus c format. Now take out your calculator. Right, we have the calculator. The format is mod 7. Then suddenly you can see that f of x. In front of y, calculator gives f of x. F of x means y. So wherever you see in mathematics f of x, it means y. Right? Then instead of y, we are having here f of x. After that, I need to get in my calculator. Can you see there is only f of x? We need to get minus x. So I am inputting here minus. Now I need to get x. To get x, you need to press this way, alpha and this bracket. So minus x plus 7. So I'm done with the equation. After that, if you see this g of x, keep it off. So by pressing equal sign again. Now since this x-axis starts with 0, I'm giving my start at 1 is 0. And the y and the end point of the x-axis is 8. Therefore, I'm giving 8. 8 equals. After that step, can you see the x-axis? It moves on one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4 without skipping any number. Therefore, I'm giving the step as 1 and again press equals. Right, now there's a table. Now you got to draw the table. Can you see the values? So I'm going to draw the table. So 0, 7, 1, 6. When x value is 0, x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 7. When x coordinate is 1, y coordinate is 6. So you got to write them down. Let's write them down. I'm going to write them down, those coordinates. 0, 7, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4. You know, when plotting this one, 3 coordinates are enough. If you are asked otherwise, you need to get them all. But if there is no any limitation, you can have just 2 as well or 3. That's enough. Let's plot them now. When plotting, first one 0, 7, which is here. Next one 1, 6, which is here. Third one 2, 5, which is here. 3, 4. So let's draw the line now. That line would be like this. Like this. So now we are asked to label the lines with its equation. So let's label them. So I'm going to label the equations. This one is x equals 3. This is y equals 1. They are the easiest lines to draw. This one is, they're given it as x plus y equals 7. Right, that is part 1. Let's see what part B is. Part B says that show by shading on the grid the region that satisfies the all three of the inequalities. So by shading, you need to satisfy. So when we are asked to shade, always shade the unwanted region. Okay, not the wanted region. It means x is greater than or equals 3. So come to the line x is greater than or equals 3 is this side, right? Then I'm going to shade here. I'm shading this side. Unwanted region. I'm shading off unwanted region, although I've been asked to shade the otherwise unwanted one. In the exam also slightly shade, okay? Slightly, not like this. I'm shading like this to teach you. Right. Now I'm done with x is smaller than or equals 3. The other one is y is greater than or equals 1. So y is greater than 1 is this side. Here y equals 1 is there. Being here, how do I recognize y is greater than side? So if I move on to this side, can you see y values are getting bigger? So I'm shading unwanted one. Y is getting smaller when I shade to this side. Here y is 1, 0, minus 1. Y is becoming smaller. I'm shading to this side. Right. Next one. X plus y is smaller than or equals 7. Smaller than or equals 7. Smaller than or equals 7 is this side, right? Therefore, I'm shading. This is the way how we identify. You need to being on the line, decide if you move to this side getting bigger or if you move to this side getting smaller. Now, in this case, if you go down, can you see y values are getting smaller? If you go to this way, y values are getting bigger. So, since I'm shading in this case, unwanted region, the y values are getting greater here, right? So, I'm shading unwanted region, not the wanted region. So, when we shade like this, the left behind part is the wanted part because I have shaded off all the unwanted region. Now the left behind part, not shaded part, is the wanted region. Then label it as R. Label it as R. I'm going to label it as R. This is R. Finally, you need to erase everything here what you've shaded here. Okay. So everything here what you've shaded. And after that, once you erase them, you need to shade off the wanted one. Right. Now I know that this is my wanted part. Then let's shade it off. I'm going to shade it off with, right. This is the wanted one. That's it. And you have to label it as R. Okay. That's how we do it. Question 8. Kim puts 4 bananas in a bag. The mean weight of 4 bananas in bag is 145 grams. And he puts one more banana into the bag, right? And he has put one more banana into the bag. The mean weight of 5 banana in the bag is 142 grams. Work out the weight of the banana that Andy puts into the bag. How do we get it? When there are two means getting involved, or when there are two mean values are getting involved, this is the way how we do it. First of all, you should know what the formula for the mean. Mean equals sigma x over sigma f. What's the meaning of this one? Sigma x over sigma f. The meanings of sigma in mathematics means getting the total. Getting the total of what? Getting the total of the data points. How many data points? Likewise, you need to add the data points, all the data points. That's the meaning of sigma x. In this case, sigma x means adding the weight of all the bananas. That's how. Weight 1 plus weight 2 plus weight 3 plus weight 5, likewise over the total number of bananas. That's the meaning of this one. Adding the weight of the bananas, sigma x means. Sigma f means adding the number of bananas. It means f means frequency. Get the total frequency. So total frequency means total number of bananas. So let's see how to get it. In this case, sigma x means so adding them all up, right? It means total. I can give it the term as total because we are adding them all up. Here, total frequency. So if I adapt this one according to this sum into this sum, the meaning of this one is total weight, right? Total weight. Total weight. Here, total number of bananas. Total number of bananas. Right. This is mean. Now, Kim puts 4 bananas in the bag. The mean weight of 4 bananas in the bag is 145 grams. So, if I know the mean, according to this formula, if I know the mean, if I multiply by the total bananas, here mean into number of bananas equals to the total weight of the banana, right? So I can get the total weight of this 4 banana by cross multiplying this, right? Mean into total banana equals total weight of the banana, correct? Same way, Andy puts 1 more banana into the bag. The mean weight of the 5 banana in the bag is 142 grams. So same way, here also I know the total weight. If I want to get the total weight, I know the mean, I know the number of bananas. When I cross multiply, I'm getting new total weight of the bananas. So if I subtract the earlier 4 total bananas, weight of the bananas, and the total weight of 5 bananas, let's do it in this way. I'm getting total weight of 4 bananas. I'm getting total weight of 5 bananas. If I can subtract them, then I'm getting the weight of the 5th banana. So let's get it in this way. Total weight of the 4 bananas. 4 bananas. So this is very common question with combined means. Always get the total like this. Equals. So I need to get the mean, which is 145 into number of bananas. How many bananas? 4. What's the answer? 145 into 4 equals 580. I'm getting 580. Next one, total weight of five bananas equals, so mean is 142 this time into 5. Then we are getting 142 into 5. We are getting 710. 710. So the weight of the 5th banana can be taken by subtracting these two, right? Because this is the total weight of the 4 bananas, total weight of the 5 bananas. When we subtract them, I'm getting the weight of the 5th banana. So let's get the equals 710 minus 580. So let's plug in the values. 710 minus 580. We are getting 130 grams. So the weight of the fifth banana equals 130 grams. Question 9. Percentages. Nisha invests 20,000 euros for 3 years in a savings account. She gets 3.5% per year compound interest. Now this is under compound interest. Work out how much money Nisha will have in her savings account at the end of 3 years. Give your answer correct to the nearest euro. This is also important. Students tend to forget it. Right? Now this is compound investment. You need to know compound investment formula. Under compound investment formula, we are getting the total investment. Okay, using this one, we are getting total investment equals P times P means initial amount. At the beginning, what you had, that is the P, initial amount. 1 plus or minus R over 100 to the power of n. So P means initial amount. R means percentage. N means number of years. Now, depending on this question, P means the initial amount is 20,000 euros. 20,000. Straight away, plug in the values into 1. So, most of the time, if it is an investment, it is plus. Rarely the value gets depreciated. So, rarely, if then it is mentioned in the question. Okay. So, in this question, they haven't mentioned here, gets 3.5% per year compound interest investment. So it is plus. No one will deposit in a bank, right? They won't get an extra amount. Who will keep the money in the bank? So it is always plus. So R is the percentage 3.5 over 100. Don't put percentage sign here. It is wrong. To the number of years, how many years? 3. Right. Now let's get the value. 20,000 into brackets 1 plus 3.5 over 100 close the bracket raised to the power of 3 because there are 3 years. Then the answer comes as 22,174.3575. 22,174.3575. 3575. Now we need to leave an answer to the nearest euro. So nearest euro is this one. These are cents. Nearest euro is this one. Then you got to look at the nearest cent after that, before this amount, which is 3, which is less than 0. Therefore, we do not add anything to this one. Then we leave our answer as 22,174. Question 10. All the students in year 10 and all the students in year 11 name their favorite science subject from biology, chemistry, and physics. The pie chart shows information about the results of year 10 students. The table shows information about the results of the year 11 students. So this is for year 10, this is for year 11. There are 300 students in year 10 and 320 students in year 11. More students in year 10 than in year 11 said biology was their favorite science subject. How many more? Now, there are more students who said that biology was their favorite subject in year 10. You have to figure out how many more than this one, year 11. For that, you need to get the number of students who said that biology was their favorite in year 10. You need to get the number of students who said that biology was their favorite in year 11, and you need to subtract them. Then your goal has to be taken this one number of students who studied who said that biology was their favorite in year 10. When there's a pie chart, you need to understand this one. There is a proportion. Angle is proportional to the frequency. Okay, now can you see these are sectors? This angle, which is 126, is proportional to the number of students who said that biology was their favorite subject. Likewise, 102 is proportional to the number of students who said that chemistry was their favorite subject. Likewise, then if I get this one, the full angle, the whole angle, which is 360 degrees in a circle, it is proportional to the total number of students. Is it clear? Total number of students. So, let's do it in this way. Right. Let's do it in this way. Now, I know that the angle and the frequency. So, the total angle, which is 360 degrees, it is represented by the total number of students in year 10, right? Because year 10, this is the pie chart. So, year 10, there are 300 students, right? Year 10, there are 300 students. And we need to get number of students who said that biology was their favorite. So, for that, the angle is, can you see it is 126 degrees. So, then we have to get 126 for 360. There are 300 frequency. For 126, what's the frequency? That's the thing that we need to get. So, we write this one as a fraction. You can write this one as a fraction. Then 360 over 126 is equal to 300 over number of students who said biology was their favorite, B. Then we'll cross multiply. Then B times 360 equals 300 into 126. Then B equals, when this one moves to this side, what will happen? It is connected with the multiplication. When multiplication moves to this side, it becomes division. Then 300 into 126 over 360. So let's get the answer. 300 into 126 over 360, which comes as 105. So 105. We are getting the frequency for B, 105. Let's get the frequency for year 11. So year 11, it is like this. There are 320 students. So the subjects division is given like this, their favorite subject like this, depending on biology, 3x plus 6 many students. Chemistry, 5x plus 8 students. Physics, 7x minus 9 students. Then these are the number of students that we can get as total, right? 3x plus 6 plus 5x plus 8 plus 7x minus 9 is the total number of students. Plus 6 plus 5x plus 8 plus 7x minus 9. They all add up to 320. Then 3x plus 5x plus 7x, once we add them, we are getting 15x. Plus 6 plus 8 minus 9, we are getting 5 equals 320. Now I need to move this one to this side, then it gets negative. So 15x equals 320 minus 5. 15x equals 315. So I need to get x, then I need to divide this side by 15. So let's divide by 15. 315 divided by 15 gives out 21. So x equals 21, right? X equals 21. Then we need to get year 11 biology. Year 11 biology equals 3x plus 6. 3x plus 6. So when we are getting it, 3x plus 6, 3 into x is 21 plus 6, which gives out as 69. Then we have year 10 biology, 105, year 11 biology, 69. When we subtract them, we have difference 36. So the answer is 36. Question 11. Under polygons, ABCDE is a regular pentagon. Now this is a regular pentagon. DEFGHI is a regular hexagon. AF is a straight line. Work out the sides of angle EAF. EAF. What is EAF? EAF. This angle. Always remember, if it is EAF, this is the angle. We always use 3 letters to label the angle. So middle one is the angle. Okay. Right, now we need to get this one. So ABCDE is a regular pentagon. What's the meaning of regular pentagon? Regular pentagon means all sides are equal in length. Here now in this case, the pentagon, all sides are equal in length. Therefore, I am labeling it as equal length. And therefore, all interior angles are also equal in size. Right? DEFGHI is a regular hexagon. Regular means again, all sides are same. Can you see now I am starting off with this line. Therefore, this side is equal to this side. Right? This side is equal to this side. Now, there is a very specific thing in this case. Since this side is equal to this side, all the lengths of this hexagon and pentagon, they are equal. The lengths of the sides are equal. When we are getting this way, can you see we are getting very unique triangle here? An isosceles triangle, because this side is one side of the pentagon, this side is one side of the hexagon. The sides of hexagon and pentagon are same because there is a common side for both of them. They are regular, therefore all sides should be equal. Since this is an isosceles triangle, this side is, let's get this side as x, then this is also x. So, if we can find out what this angle is, we are done. Angles on triangle add up to 180, then we can get what this is. So, let's get this one as y. Right. Now, how to get it? Now, although you don't understand bit of this type of questions in polygons, try to get interior angles of a pentagon. Try to get interior angles of a hexagon. How do we? What's the formula? Now, the formula for the interior angle of any polygon, sum means in mathematics, SUM, sum means addition. Addition of interior angles of the pentagon. So the common formula is let's get the common formula first. Interior angle of any polygon equals n minus 2 times 180. So what is n? N equals number of sides. Number of sides. Then let's get the sum of interior angles of pentagon equals n, number of sides 5 in the pentagon. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides. 5 minus 2 times 180, which means 3 into 180, which becomes as 3 into 180, 3 times 180, which becomes as 540. So it is 540 degrees. Now we need to get one angle, right? We need to get one angle. So since there are one interior angle of this pentagon becomes 540 to be divided by number of angles. How many angles are there in a pentagon? There are 5 angles. All are same because this is a regular polygon. In a regular polygon, all angles are same. Therefore, we can divide it by 5. 540 divided by 5 becomes 108. So the answer becomes as 108. So we got the angle of this one now, 108. Right? Same way, let's get the one interior angle of a hexagon. Then let's get interior angle, sum of the interior angle, sum of the interior angles of hexagon equals n minus 2 times 180 again, which gives out hexagon. How many sides? There are 6 sides for a hexagon. Then 6 minus 2 into 180 degrees, which gives out 6 minus 2, 4, 4 into 180. 4 multiplied by 180 equals 720. So the total interior angles 720. So I need to get one interior angle. One interior angle becomes of the hexagon 720 divided by 60. Divide by 60, which gives out 720 divided by 6. It is 120. So this one is 120 degrees. So we have this one 120. Right, we need to get this one. We know that angles at a point add up to 360. Therefore, 108 plus 120 plus y equals 360. Let's get like that. Then I'm writing 108 plus 120 plus y. They all add up to 360. What's the reason? Angles at a point. So let's add this. Then y becomes 360. Once we add these two together, we are getting 228. So when I send this much to this side, minus 228. Then we are getting 360 minus 228 equals 132. So this angle is 132. I got y. Now we can apply angles on a triangle add up to 180. So I can write 132 plus x add up to 180. This is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, both angles are equal here. X plus y add up to 180. We form now y equals 132. Therefore, 132 plus x equals 180. Then we are getting 132 plus 2x equals 180. Then 2x equals 180 minus 132 degrees, which gives out, let's subtract 180 minus 132 equals 48 degrees. So 2x equals 48. 2x equals 48. Then x equals 48 should be divided by 2, which gives out 224. It is 24 degrees. Question 12. Algebraic fractional equation. When we've been given an algebraic fractional equation, the very first step is take out your calculator and input the equation as it is into the calculator and get the calculator answer first. After that, write down that answer here. After that, you got to do the question from the beginning, all the manual steps here, and verify your answer. Check whether your answer is matching for the calculator answer. If something is wrong, you have to check where you've gone wrong. So let's do it from the beginning. Let's take out the calculator and input the equation into the calculator. So the first one is a fraction. Therefore, I'm picking a fraction key. So 3x, you know how to input x now, alpha and this bracket here, alpha and this bracket plus 2 over 5 minus, again fraction key, 2 alpha, this bracket, plus 1 over 3 equals, so don't input this one, don't input this equation sign, you need to go to this one. Here, can you see there's a red color tiny equal sign in this, just above this calc button? So to get this, all the red stuff, you have to come along with alpha and this equal sign, again x, alpha, x. So we are done with the equation. Now you have to solve this equation. Now you should give a command to the calculator to solve this one. To give the command, you need to go ahead with shift and this solve button. So calculator is giving the answer 0.0625. So let's write down that answer 0.0625. We know that this has to be the answer now. Now let's do it from the beginning, right? So I'm writing the sum as it is 3x plus 2 over 5 minus 2x plus 1 over 3 equals x, right? When doing this one, we need to do in this way. We need to do that cross multiply thingy. We call it butterfly thing. Once we complete this one, it looks like a butterfly. So I'm writing this part first. 3 times 3x plus 2. So I'm done with this wing of the butterfly. Now let's go ahead with the other one. So cross multiplying 5 times 2x plus 1 minus 5. So don't bring this one in front of the sum, okay? This is the first thing that you got to do. 3x plus 2 to be here. And next one has to be 2x plus 1. The order matters. So 5 times 2x plus 1. After that, let's get this one. These two. We need to multiply these two, which is 5 into 3. So 5 multiplied by 3 equals x. Now let's multiply out and get the answer. So 3 into 3, 9x plus 6 minus 5 into 2, minus 10x minus 5 into 1, minus 5, 5 into 3, 15 equals x. Let's simplify over here. 9x minus 10x minus x, 6 minus 5 minus 1 plus 1 over 15 equals x. So let's cross multiply this one. Then minus x plus 1 equals 15x. Let's send this x to this side. Then 1 equals 16x. Therefore, x equals 1 over 16. Let's get the calculator and check whether this is correct. So 1 divided by 16, which gives out 0.0625, which is correct. So we are done with that part. Let's move on to the part B. Part B, we need to subject a letter. Make C the subject of the formula f equals root of a plus bc over c minus d. Right? Let's write down this equation first. F equals root of a plus bc over c minus d. Now we need to subject C. Can you see C is split in two places? So I need to bring them to one side, right? So before doing anything else, we need to get rid of this root sign. How do we get rid of root sign? You need to square this side. So I'm squaring this side to get rid of root. Then this root sign and squared will cancel out. Then I have to root this side as well. To make the balance the equation, we need to, if you are getting one side root, you need to get the other side also root. Then I'm having here root f. Part B. How do we do part B? Make C the subject of the formula. Then I need to subject C. C is split in two places. Not only that, it is inside a root sign. So how do we pull it out? How do we take it out? So we need to destroy this one, this root sign first. We need to get rid of this root side. To get rid of this root side, I need to square the equation. So let's square the equation. Where if since this is an equation, we need to square both the sides. So let's square both sides. So f squared equals a plus b times c over c minus d. So when I am squaring, what will happen to this root? Root and square will cancel out. Then I'm getting simple equation. Not that simple, but bit simpler because no root sign. A plus bc over c minus d. Right. Still C is split in two places, right? In the numerator and denominator. So let's get rid of the denominator because if it's in the denominator, it's not that simple to take it out. Therefore, I'm cross multiplying here. I'm sending this one to the numerator of this side. So f squared times c minus d equals a plus bc. So still it is inside bracket. Now I need to get rid of brackets. So let's multiply it out. F squared c minus f squared d equals a plus bc. Now it is in two places. C, can you see C here? So let's collect it to one side. Let's collect the C's to one side. F squared c. I'm bringing this c to this side. Then it will be minus bc A plus f squared d. Now, whenever we need to subject a letter and it is split in two places and we are unable to add or subtract, there is only possible way that we can take it out as factorizing. So, factorize c, then c will be isolated here. F squared minus b. A plus f squared d. Now I can send this one to this side, then c will be isolated. C equals, when this whole part goes to this side, this is connected with a multiplication, it will be a division, because when we have to do all the opposite stuff when we are sending it to the other side. A plus f squared d over f squared minus b. So this is the answer. Question 13. The frequency table gives information about the weights in kilograms of 60 parcels in delivery van. So 60 parcels. Complete the cumulative frequency table. So how do we get the cumulative frequency when the frequencies are given? So we call this cumulative frequency running total because we always add the previous total to the frequency to get the cumulative frequency. The meaning of this one is this. Let's say that you need to get the cumulative frequency for this one. So the previous frequency for this one is 0. Then there is nothing previous of this one, right? Then 0 plus 4, which is 4. So to get the next cumulative frequency, I need to add this 4 to this one. Always the previous total to be added to the next frequency. So 4 plus 15, which gives out 19. Then this one is 19. So previous total is 19. So 19 plus 20, 39. So we are getting this one 39. Right? Then 39 plus this one 39 plus 11, 39 plus 11, which becomes 50. So 50 plus 6, 56. 56 plus 4, 60. That's how we get the cumulative frequency. Part B, on the grid opposite, draw a cumulative frequency graph for your table. So we need to use this table to draw the cumulative frequency graph. Let's draw it then. Use this table to draw the cumulative frequency curve now. You should know that whenever we are drawing the cumulative frequency curve, it is the shape of the curve of a snake. This curve should be like something like this. So when drawing it, we need to get the upper bounds only. Here we are dealing with this side only. We do not care about this lower bounds. So sometimes you are getting here lower bounds. In this case, there is no, it is always 0. Sometimes it is different, but still you need to get the upper bounds only. Then 4, 1, 4, 1, 4 is here. Next one, 2, 19. 2, 19 is here. 3, 39. 3, 39 is here. 3, 39. Next one is 450. 450 is here. Next one, 556. 556 is here. Next one, 660. 660 is here. Right. Let's draw the curve now. When drawing, you shouldn't draw it like lines. I showed you here. This is the shape that you should get. This is the shape that you need to get. After that, let's answer the questions that we have to deal with. So the first question is, use your graph to find estimate for the median weight for 60 parcels. So to get the median weight, We know that median weight. How do we get the median weight? Median weight means Q2. Then Q2 equals N over 2. N means the total frequency. In this case, total frequency is 60. Here, can you see this endpoint? It goes all the way to 60. So the total frequency is 60. 60 should be divided by 2, which becomes as 30. Then you have to go to 30 of your cumulative frequency side, not this weight. Here frequency side, because we are getting here frequency is the one that we are dividing by 2. So come to the frequency side, and at 30 you need to get the line. So let's draw it from 30. So we are getting here. So the answer is the reading of this one, which is 2.4. So I'm getting it 2.4 kilograms. Next one is use your graph to find an estimate for the number of these parcels that weigh more than 3.7 kilograms. So more than 3.7 kilograms, then you have to come to the kilogram side. So when getting this one, 3.567 lies here, right? So remember, more than represent this side. This is the 3 point more than 3.7. So let's draw a line from here. .7 all the way here and here. So I'm getting the reading here. I'm getting the reading here 48. I need to get more than, right? More than represent this side. Then from here also more than represent this side. Then I need to get the reading as 60 minus 48 because this much to be taken. I know all the way from here to here 60, all the way from here to here 48. Then if I want to get this gap, I need to subtract 60 minus 48 because more than, not less than, 60 minus 48, which is 12. So if let's say that you are getting a decimal answer, you have to get a whole number, okay? We can't get that 12.5 parcels, right? It has to be like sensible answer. So marking scheme accepts 12, 13, 14 or 15 as well. Therefore, you have to be in the safe region. To come to the safe region, you need to draw a very smooth curve here. Question 14. Given that 3 to the power of 2n plus 3 over 3 to the power of 4 equals 3 to the power of 3 into 3 to the power of 1 minus 2n. Find the value of n. When we've been given find the value of n, then this has to be an equation. This is an equation. There is an equal sign as well. So we got to solve this one for n. This is, can you see there are a lot of indices involvement. So when you have to analyze the base when there is an equation like this related to indices. So analyze the base. Whether you are getting same base, then it is so easy if you are getting same base. What is this base? So this is 3 to the power of x. This is base. This is index. Plural term of index is indices. Right. Now we have same base 3, 3, 3, 3. We are done so easy. Right. We know that now you need to apply indices rules. When dividing, what should you do to the powers? We need to subtract the powers. Therefore, I'm going to subtract the powers. Here there is a division. Fraction means division. So let's subtract the powers. 3 to the power of 2n plus 3 minus 4. Equals, Here, when multiplying the same bases, powers got to be added. So here same base, then let's add the powers. So 3 plus 1 minus 2n. When you are having same bases in an equation, this is base 3, this is base 3, we can equate the powers. So let's equate the power. The power here is very lengthy power here, 2n plus 3 minus 4. So I'm writing 2n, 3 minus 4 is minus 1 equals, here 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 minus 2n. Now there is a simple equation. So let's bring all the n's to one side, which becomes 4n equals 5. Because 1 goes to this side, it will be add 1, then it becomes plus 5. N equals 5 over 4. Question 15, recurring decimals into fractions. The first step you got to do here is make an equation. So you need to equal 0.76363 recurs into x. So let's write x equals 0.76363 recurring. The meaning of this one is 0.763 recurs. Meaning of this one is 0.7. This 63, this set, this unit, it recurs. 636363. They recur on and on and on. That's the meaning of 63 only recurs. The set, the unit recurs. So let's label this one as the first equation. Then the first equation to be multiplied by 10. Why? We can't have any number, any number in front of recurring part. It means if you are getting any digit that does not recur in front of the recurring set, you need to get rid of that one first. To get rid of that one first, I am multiplying this one by 10. What will happen if I multiply this one by 10? Let's multiply this and see. So when I am multiplying by 10, decimal point should make it move to this, in between this one and this. Then it will be 7.636363 goes on and on and on. Right? So I'm writing it as x into 10, 10x equals 7.63. Now 63 recurs. Next step is, this is equation 2. Next step is moving the recurring part forward. It means if there is one digit recurs, you need to move that one forward once. You are having 2 digits, then you have to move that 2 digits forward. So in this case, there are 2 digits that recur. So if there is one digit, to move it forward, I need to multiply by 10. If there are 2 digits, I need to multiply by 100. Then only that decimal point jumps, right? So remember it in this way, as much as digits that recur, you need to input zeros. Now in this case 2 digits, then you need to include 2 zeros. So I'm multiplying this one by 100. Here 2 zeros, 1 and 2 zeros. If you are getting 3 digits recur, then you need to multiply by 100. That's how we do it. So let's multiply this one by 100. Then this one will be 1000x. Here this one, what will happen when I am multiplying this one by 100? Let's see. So when I am multiplying this one by 100, I need to make this 2 digits, I need to make this decimal point jump twice, right? Twice here. Then it will be 763.63. Again, they are recurring. So let's write it, 1000x equals 763.63 recurring. So this is equation 3. Now I'm subtracting these two equations. I'll explain why I'm subtracting. So when subtracting, 1000x minus 10x becomes 990x. Equals, so I need to subtract 763.63 recurring minus 7.63 recurring. When subtracting, can you see this 63, 63, the recurring part get cancelled out? That's our goal, to getting cancelled out the whole set. Otherwise, we will be unable to get a smooth fraction. So here's now this is 13 minus 7. It will be 756. So once we subtract this one, 13, 6, 5, 7, 756. Then x equals, I need to shift this one to this side, 756 divided by 990. Now use the calculator and check whether your answer is correct. So let's write 756 over 990. Yes, we are done. Here 42 over 55. So write it in this way. Finalize your answer in this way. 42 over 55. Question 16. Circle theorems. A, B, C and D are points on a circle center O. This is important. When the center is labeled, highlight it. It is important because center related theorem can be applied here. So in this case, center is labeled. Work out the size of angle AOD. How do we get AOD? AOD is this one. First you recognize what the angle is. AOD, when writing like this, AOD, the middle letter is the angle. These two are AO and OD are the arms of that angle that covers the angle. So AOOD, then this is the angle. AOD, middle one. AOD, center related theorem, because center is labeled. Then you have to memorize what are the center related theorems. That's the way how we get the approach. What are the center related theorems? So there is one theorem I can remember. Angle at center equals twice the angle at circumference. So when we are having a circle, let's say that this is our circle, then this is center. As soon as this center is labeled, you have to go for this theorem. Check out whether this is available. So here, if this is x, this is 2x. If this is 50, this is 100. If this is 40, this is 80. If this is 200, this is 100. Always this one is the smaller one, this one is the bigger one. So in this case, as center is labeled, I'm looking for this one. So here I can see that center related one is available. Here, angle at center. This is angle at circumference. This is the thing that you need to have to apply this one. You need to have same 2 points where they start and end. Here start, go to the center, come back to D. Getting the start at A, go to the circumference, coming back to D. Starting point and ending point are same, to the center, to the circumference. Clear? Right. Now this is 54. Therefore, I know that this angle has to be twice of this one. Then 54 into 2. 54 times 2 equals 108. Therefore, 108 degrees. Next one. Give a reason for your answer to part A. Part 1. So the reason for this one is angle at center equals 2 times angle at the circumference. So this is the reason. Part B, work out the size of CAO. CAO, let's label it CAO. So I'm going to draw that angle CAO. CAO. So this is the angle. Let's label it This is the angle. So we need to get this one. When you get this one, I will show you how to think that, because this is a repeated question. So this is the way how we think about it. As soon as you see this one, you see there is a quadrilateral here. This figure is known as a quadrilateral, right? This figure is a quadrilateral. Now in this quadrilateral, we'll see what is given here. We have this angle, right? We have this angle. If we can find out this angle, we can get this one, because all the angles, all the interior angles of a quadrilateral, they add up to 360. So we got this angle as 108. This is 108. We got it already. Then we know that 108 plus this angle, if we get it as y, 108 plus y, they add up to 360 because angles at a point. Then 360 minus 108, we are getting 360 minus 108, we are getting 72. No, 360 minus 108. 360 minus 108 equals 252. So this angle is 252 degrees. This is 252 degrees. Now we got this one as 252. Then I can write that this one plus this one plus this one plus this one, they add up to 360 because this figure is a quadrilateral. Here it is four-sided one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, this is a quadrilateral. Then I can write 54 plus 28. Let's write 54 degrees plus 28 degrees plus 252 degrees plus CAO equals 360 degrees, because interior angle of a quadrilateral add up to 360. Then CAO equals 360 degrees minus, we need to add all of them, 54 plus 28 plus 252 equals 334. 334, which gives out 26. So this is 26. This is 26 degrees. So we got this one now, 26 degrees. So some students tend to write this one also as 28. It is wrong. You need to figure it out. Okay. Whenever you have this one, remember it is a quadrilateral. They add up to 300. All the interior angles, they add up to 360 degrees. This is common question. So remember it. Next question. Work out the size of the angle ABC. ABC. Let's draw that angle ABC. So A, B, C. This is the angle ABC. Then this is the angle that we need to get, right? Can you see there's a cyclic quadrilateral here? So what is the meaning of cyclic quadrilateral? To be a cyclic quadrilateral, in the circle, all the vertices of the quadrilateral should lie on the circumference. Here, this vertex, this vertex, this vertex, all four vertices, they lie on the circumference. Then you can go ahead with cyclic quadrilateral formulae. Here, this one, it is not a cyclic quadrilateral since this vertex, it does not lie on the circumference. But this is a cyclic quadrilateral. Here, this one is a cyclic Very common one that students make mistakes with this one. they think when you are given this type of one, they think that this is a cyclic quadrilateral. No, it is also not a cyclic quadrilateral because this vertex, it doesn't lie on the circumference. So in this case, this is the cyclic quadrilateral. Let's get it in this way. This one is the cyclic quadrilateral. This one is cyclic quadrilateral. Therefore, we can use the formula here. This angle and this angle, they are opposite angles. So if I can find this angle, this one, let's label it as A. So I can get this whole angle, right? The other thing, when you are given a circle theorem question, check out whether the radius is given. That is also an important point. Can you see there is this one and this one, the radius? So these two sides should be equal to each other because they are radius. So I have this angle 108. Therefore, this is also A, right? This is A. This is A. Then I can write A plus 108 equals to 108. So I'm writing A plus 108 equals 180. Then 2A equals 180 minus 108, which gives out 72 degrees. Then A equals 72 divided by 2, which gives out 36 degrees. So we have these two angles now, 36. This is 36. Then this is 36. Therefore, I can get this angle, ADC. So ADC becomes 36 plus 28, which gives out 36 plus 28. 36 plus 28 equals 64. So this is 64. This angle becomes as 64. This bigger angle, this whole angle is 64. Since this is a cyclic quadrilateral, this one is a cyclic quadrilateral here. This is a cyclic quadrilateral. I can write that this angle is opposite to this one. So this is, we form as 64 degrees, this bigger angle. This is 64. Therefore, I can write these two are opposite. Then I'm writing 64 degrees plus ABC equals 180 degrees. Then ABC becomes 180 degrees minus 64, which gives out 180 minus 64 equals 116. Question 17, column vectors. So we have to get, here are two vectors, fg equals minus 5, 2, hg equals 4, 14. Calculate the magnitude of the vector hf. What's the meaning of magnitude? What's the meaning of magnitude? Magnitude is the absolute value or the length, the distance. So let's try to get it in this way. HF, we need to get the magnitude of this one, HF. First, you have to figure out the column vector of this one to get the magnitude. Before getting the magnitude, you need to have the column vector. How do I get the column vector of HF? Then, if it is HF, you need to get the start from H. Okay, you need to get the start from H. Now go here and check whether any vector starts with H is available. This one is available. Then because this one starts with h, then you have to get the start from h. It is something that you are starting from somewhere and going along a trip. Then you are not starting from here, right? You are starting from your home. So next destination is here, next destination is here. After that you are coming home. It is something like that. So you need to get the start from here. After that, H, G. So next one, let's say this is G. Then you need to start from here. You can't start somewhere else, right? You can't get the start from here or here. You can't jump off now. So you are here. Therefore, next start should be from here. Then from G, check out whether it's from G thing is available. We don't have G, but we have FG. I can switch it. So I'm picking it. I'm writing GF. So we are done with here HG plus GF. It makes HF. HF. You have to get the start from H. You have to end it at F. Order matters. So follow the order. You can't write here and there things. You need to follow the order. So HG is minus 5 to GF. We have FG. Sorry, HG is 414. GF is FG is given. So to make it GF, I need to reverse it. So reverse this sign 5 minus 2. Now we can simplify. Simply add them 4 plus 5, 9. 4 minus 2, 12. So when getting the column vector, let's say AB is given as X, Y. Okay. AB is given as XY. If you want to get the magnitude, you need to get the root of x squared plus y squared. This is Pythagorean theorem. Under Pythagorean theorem, we are getting it x squared plus y squared. Then always remember the top one represent the x movement, the bottom one represent the y movement. Then get the magnitude of HF. Magnitude, this is the notation of the magnitude. Or you can write it in words. You have to get x squared, which is 9 squared plus 12 squared. Root of this one. Now use the calculator and get the answer. 9 squared, root of 9 squared plus 12 squared. It is 15. So the answer is 15. Question 18. The straight line L is perpendicular to the straight line with equation 2x plus y equals 9 and passes through the point with coordinates 8, 11. Find an equation for L. Give your answer in the form y equals mx plus c. Right, we need to form the equation for L. Let's see. Let's draw these two lines first. There is a line which is L perpendicular to this given one. So let's sketch this one because there's a gradient. Depending on the gradient, we got to draw it. So I know that the gradient of this line is negative 2. I'll explain how I got it. So since it is negative, I'm going to draw it in this way. Okay, this is the line of 2x plus y equals 9. The other line, which is line L, I'm going to sketch it in this way, which is perpendicular to the given line. Right, let's label them. This is line L, which is perpendicular to this one. And this is 2x plus y equals 9. Now, how did I get the gradient as negative 2? So I need to get, now as soon as you are asked to get the equation, write equation That's the thing that we've been asked to get, equation, right? So how do I get the equation? What's the standard equation of any straight line? The equation of any straight line is y equals mx plus c. Then to get the equation of the straight line, I gotta get what m, I gotta get what c is. How do I get m? Normally for any student, for getting m, they will go for y2 minus m equals y2 minus y1, y difference over x difference. That's the basic thing, right? In this case, can we go for this one? There is only one coordinate. We don't have two coordinates where this line passes through. If you want to get the slope or the gradient, you need to have two coordinates. Instead, we've been given that this line passes through only one point, which is 8, 11. Then we'll be unable to go for this one. We are unable to use this one. Then we have to go for another method for getting to get the gradient. So what's the method? Let's see if there's another method. The line L is perpendicular to the straight line with the equation this one. It is perpendicular, right? So when the line is perpendicular, as soon as you see that two lines are perpendicular, you gotta write this one. Write this one as M1. The line which is given should be written as M1. The line which should be formed, the equation should be formed to be written as M2. So M1, M2. We have M1, M2. Now let's get what M1 is. So the equation is given. The given equation here, the M1 is 2x plus y equals 9. So to get M1 or the gradient, I need to arrange this equation according to standard format. Let's arrange it according to standard format. Then I need to send this one to this side, which means 2x to be sent to this side because I need to get y. It is not 2y, it is not 3y. You need to have only y in one side. So I'm keeping y in this side and I'm sending this one to this side. Then it becomes minus 2x plus 9. Once I send this one, now I have this one according to y equals mx plus c format, right? Now you have to analyze with m, align with m the number what you get in the equation. So in my case, in this equation, we are having m equals, can you see here, m equals minus 2. Right? We are having m equals minus 2, which means m1 equals minus 2. Because this is the equation of this, then the line, this one has the gradient, which is minus 2. Now, if we have m1 minus 2, when the two lines are perpendicular, there's a formula of the gradient, m1 into m2 equals minus 1. You can apply this one. The lines which are perpendicular each other. It means when they cross, they should cross with 90 degrees only. When they cross at 90 degrees, you can get their gradients. You can say that the multiplication, the product of their gradients equal to -1. So let's substitute the gradient. So I know that m1, now we got it as minus 2. Then we can write that minus 2 into m2, we don't know. That's the thing we need to get. That's the gradient of this line equals minus 1. Then m2 equals minus 1. Minus 2 to be sent to this side. I'm sending it to this one. Then it becomes plus half. Then I'm having the gradient of this line, which we need to form the equation. So I'm writing the equation with this gradient. We already got. So I can write it y equals half x plus c, because the format is y equals mx plus c. We don't know what c is. To get C, what C is, which means the y-intercept, you need to have a coordinate where this line passes through. For getting that one, in the question you've been given here, there's a coordinate where this line passes through, which is 8, 11. 8, 11. Now I know that first coordinate is x, second coordinate is y. So let's substitute this x coordinate here, y coordinate here. So y, which is 11, equals half x means half into x, which means half into 8 plus c equals 11, here 2 times 1, 2 times 4, which becomes 11 minus 4, which is 7. Then we can write the equation as y equals half x plus c. This is the plus 7. This is the format that we are asked to leave. Y equals half x plus c. We've been asked to leave our answer according to the format of y equals mx plus c. So we are done.
Question 19, transformation of curves. You need to remember the rules of transformation of curves. Now in this case, remember that f of x is the original curve always. F of x is the original curve. If you notice that the transformed curve, if you find the transformed curve, now let's write it in this way, x plus a, right? So there is, you can spot here addition. If you see addition, it is translation. It means you can shift the curve either upwards, downwards, forwards or backwards. You can move the curve. So in this case, this is translation. So if you spot again, the change has happened inside bracket of this equation. Now this is original equation. In this original equation, if you come to this inside brackets, yes, inside brackets, x been added by a. Here inside bracket. So inside bracket, always x coordinate. X coordinate gets changed, right? I'm writing this way, f of x. If it happens like this, f of x, can you notice there is a change again here? This is the original one. Original equation again been changed by added by a. It is outside bracket. Here not inside. This is out of bracket. So if something happens out of bracket, this is y coordinate. Y coordinate. So if something happens to x coordinate, it is always opposite. Okay, if it is addition, you gotta subtract. If it is subtraction, you gotta add. If it is multiplication, you gotta divide. If it is a division, you gotta multiply. It is always opposite for x coordinate. For y coordinates, nothing happen. It is peaceful. You need to do whatever it's been asked. So if in this case for y coordinate, you need to add. So let's come for this one. This is, can you see they are given as the original equation as y equals f of x. So let's move on to this question then. A curve has equation y equals f of x. There is only one minimum point on the curve. The coordinates of this minimum points are 5, 4. Write down the coordinates of the minimum point on the curve with equation y equals f of x plus 5. So this is the thing. There was once a curve. It had minimum point. It's been transformed with this one. You got to write that new coordinate of the minimum point. It was originally 5, 4. 5, 4. It's been translated in this case because this is addition. As soon as you spot an addition sign, it is translation. Okay, it means the curve's been either shifting upwards, downwards, or forward, backwards. Now in this case, the curve's been shifted backwards here because this is addition for the x coordinate, because inside bracket x coordinate we need to subtract means from x coordinate it gets reduced, it means the curve gets moved backwards, right? Let's see how to do it. So here the x coordinate is, originally it was 5, and we've been given this transformation which is 5. So I need to subtract 5, then 5 minus 5. Y coordinate stays same because nothing will happen to y. Then it will be 0, 4. Right? I hope that you got this. Next one. When we are getting this way, now original one is f of x. Okay. When we are getting f of ax, right? Inside bracket, then x coordinate gets changed. Now x coordinate always opposite. X coordinate gets changed because inside brackets, if you spot a multiplication, it is stretch. Okay, it is stretch. Now this is translation. Now if you spot multiplication, the meaning of this one is a into x, right? So it is stretch. If it is stretch, we gotta apply always opposite. We have to multiply by a 1 over a. It means we need to divide. Basically, if it is multiplication, we need to divide by the number that we are getting here. If it is a division, we need to multiply by the number here. So if you are getting in this way, f of x out of bracket, which means like this, can you see it is not inside, it is still stretch because there is multiplication. If you spot multiplication sign, it is stretch. Okay. So there is a, then it is still stretch because multiplication. In this case, this is y coordinate gets changed. This y coordinate, straight away you need to multiply by a. Here x 1 over y. Right? Let's move on to this one. This is out of bracket. Then I need to straight away multiply by 3. This is stretch, multiplication, stretch. Then I need to multiply by 3. So let's write the original coordinate, which is 5. 5 stays same. X coordinate doesn't get changed because it is out of bracket. After that, y is 4. 4 to be multiplied by 3. It is 5, 12. Next one, this one, I explained here. It is subtraction and it is still out of bracket. Then y coordinate should be changed. Let's do it in this way. 5, it stays same because it is x coordinate. Nothing happens inside bracket. Y coordinate to be subtracted. 4 minus 7, which becomes 5 minus 3. Question 20, quadratic inequality. Solve the inequality 10x squared plus 11x minus 21 smaller than 0. Show clear algebraic working. So the meaning of this one, you need to show all your steps. When we are getting a quadratic inequality, you need to convert that inequality into an equation. So I'm going to convert this. First step is convert this inequality into an equation. So I'm writing it as an equation 10x squared plus 11x minus 21 equals 0. After that, get the factors. get the factors, check out whether there are factors. If not, you got to solve it using the formula. So I'm going to use the factors. You know that to get the factors, I can use the calculator mode, which is mode 5 3. Mode 5 3. Remember the mode 5 3. So I'm going to check whether factors are available. 10 equals 11 equals minus 21 equals. So let's see what the factors. So yes, factors are available. If you don't get factors, it will give that something with surds, related answers with surds. So x equals 1 and the other one is x equals minus 21 over 10. So the calculator gave me the answers. So I'm writing the answers here. X equals 1, x equals minus 21 over 10. So these are the two answers. Since the question says show clear algebraic working, you get to show that the factors. If you don't show factors, you will lose marks. Right? Now I'm converting this one. This is the answer. Now when converting this one into a factor, I'm reversing its sign and write it as x minus 1. This one, it becomes 10x, the denominator, it becomes the coefficient of x, which becomes 10x. And the sign becomes plus 21. Now check here, when I write this one, x minus 1 equals 0, it becomes x equals 1. Yes, correct. This one, 10x plus 21. Yes, correct. So now I'm not done. These are the critical points. We call them critical points. Now you need to draw the curve, quadratic curve. Now this is 10x squared, right? So I know that quadratic curve is under ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So if a is positive, which means the coefficient of coefficient of x squared is positive, we are getting happy face like this, right? If it is positive, happy face. If it is negative, sad face. Here, sad. Okay. So in this case, it is positive. Therefore, my curve should be like this. After that, draw the x-axis. Okay. Now, these 2 points, we call them critical points. That's it. The name, only the difference. So let's label them. Here I'm getting minus 21 over 10. Or I can write 2.1 minus 2.1. And here 1. Now, the inequality says that, remember, this part is always y, okay? So we know that y is smaller than, right? Y is smaller than 0. So if I write this one as equation, I can write, if I want, y equals 10x squared plus 11x minus 21. Then this one represent with y, right? Therefore, I can write the inequality of, if I want, y should be smaller than 0, right? Then y being on this one. Now let's assume that y-axis is somewhere over here. Y-axis is somewhere over here, right? Then I got a b here. Being here, to represent that, no need the y-axis, just be on this line, x-axis. So being here, to represent y is smaller than 0, I need to go to this side, right? I need to move to this side. Then the required region of this inequality is this part. Okay, whenever we are representing this part, we write the inequality in this way. X is smaller than 1, greater than minus 2.1. This is 2.1. Okay. This is the answer. So you need to show this algebraic working. Only this part. No need this stuff. No need this curve as well. If you can write this one, you are done. You are getting full marks. But without drawing, you will be unable to. Here, at least memorize this one. When you are indicating this part, you need to include the you need to combine the inequality. When you are indicating this part, these arms of this curve, we write them as separately. It means we are writing them as two inequalities like this. X is greater than 1, x is smaller than minus 2. We separate them and write as two inequalities. Here, when we are representing this part, we combine them and write as one inequality. When we are writing this part, when we are representing this part, if it is greater than, I need to go to this side, right? Then I need to represent these two parts. It is a vast lesson. Most probably you get to represent this part. Then remember you need to include this part. Question 21. Venn diagrams. The Venn diagram shows information about the numbers of items in set A, set B, and set C where x is an integer. Given that n A union B complement equals 26, find n A complement intersects C. What's the meaning of this simple n letter? The meaning of n is number of elements in any set. So if you are given n A, the meaning of this one is number of elements in set A. If you are given this one n B, you need to count how many numbers are there in set B or the total. That's the meaning of simple n. Now in this case, let's say that you've been given in this way. What's the meaning of this one? Number of elements in A complement, not A, not A. Then other than A, you need to count everything in the universal set. You need to go to the universal set, you need to cover A, you need to count everything other than A. This is the meaning of complement. Complement means not that thing, but everything other than that. Right? Right. We've been given this thing. Given that number of elements of A union B complement equals 26, right? So we got to understand what this A union B complement is. So first understand what A union B is. A union B is this thing. Let's draw these two circles, A union B. A union B is this one. I'm going to draw this one as A union B. Okay. Here, this circle A, this is A, this is B. Right? So everything in A and B, A union B. Then other than, you can't get anything for A union B complement because not A union B. Then you have to skip whatever you get A in A and B. So you need to skip everything in this red color set. You have to grab other than everything in this one. So what we got here is 5x and 3x plus 2 to be equated to 26 because those two things are represented by A union B complement, not A union B. So let's write in this way. I'm going to write 5x plus 3x plus 2 equals 26. Then here I'm getting 8x. When this 2 goes to this side, it becomes minus 2. Then 26 minus 2 becomes 24. Is it clear? This is positive 2. When positive 2 goes to this side, it becomes minus 2. Then 26 minus 2, 24. Then x equals 24 divided by 4 divided by 8 becomes 3. So we have the value of x now. X equals 3. Now I need to get the number of elements in A complement intersect C. Then I have to figure out what this region first, right? Without identifying what this region is, we'll be unable to figure out what that is. Let's identify what that region is first. So that is A complement, which means not A. Not A. Let's let's highlight what not A is first. It means everything other than A. So I'm going to highlight what not A first. Not A means everything other than A. Don't get A, but shade the rest in the universal set. Right. This is not A. Okay. Then we have C. Let's shade what C is now. I'm going to use different color for C. Let's say use yellow for C. Okay. Now C is this one. Let's see whether this one works. Okay. Don't know whether this will work. C is this one. Okay. This works. This is C. We need to get the intersecting point. It means common region. Common region means both. It means this blue color one as well as yellow color one. So once we use blue and yellow, they make green, right? Then you need to get the green color part. Common part means once we add yellow, once we add blue, they made green. So green part is this one, common part. Then I can write 5x plus 2x for that part, which means number of elements in A complement intersect C means 5x plus 2x, which means 7x, which becomes 7 into 3 because x we got it as 3. 7x means 7 into 3. Then it becomes as 21. So that's the answer. Question 22. Solve the simultaneous equations. X squared plus y squared plus y equals 3, x plus 2 equals y. Show clear algebraic working. We are given here two equations and asking us to solve them simultaneously. One is linear, one is non-linear. What's the meaning of that? Linear means the letters of the equation or the variables of the equation. Letters, the powers of those letters are with 1. Can you see here? Just x, which means the power is 1. If you move on to the other equation, the power is just, here can you see it is different? It is 2. So this is linear, this is non-linear. So we can't solve straight away our normal conventional method. We have to use the substitution method for this one. So let's solve them. Label the equations first. So I'm labeling this one as equation 1, equation 2. Next step is you need to subject a letter from the non-linear one. You need to go to the linear. It means you need to go to the simple equation where there are no powers. You need to subject a letter. So go to the second equation, which there are no higher powers, and subject a letter. It's been done already. Guys, can you see here? It's been written here y equals x plus 2. So the first part has been done. So we have, let's write it. Equation 2, substitute sub into equation 1. So wherever I'm getting y in the first equation, I'm not writing y. I'm going to replace y with x plus 2. So let's write it x squared So I'm having here hit y squared. I'm not going to write y. I'm going to write x plus 2. It is something like roadmap. Everything you have to follow. So plus, next one is y. Just forget squared. Next one is y. Then I'm writing x plus 2. Since it is squared, I need to square the whole thing because this whole thing is y. Then whole thing to be squared. Plus, again I'm getting y, which is x plus 2. We need to replace x plus 2 with y equals 3. Let's simplify this one. Then x squared, I know that when we are getting x plus 2 squared, it means the meaning of this one is x plus 2 times x plus 2. So there is an easy method that within one step you can do it. Those who don't know, I'm doing that lengthier method. X plus 2 equals 3. So we can expand the bracket in this way. X into x, x squared, x into 2, 2x plus 2x, because everything here positive. 2 into x, again plus 2x. 2 into 2 plus 4. Right. Now we are done with expanding part. I'm having plus x plus 2 equals 3. Here x squared plus x squared, I'm getting if the powers are same, okay, when the powers are same, we simply add the numbers in front of them. So here invisible 1, then 1 plus 2 becomes 3. Simply write whatever it follows. So x squared. That's how we add an algebra. We never do anything. We never amend these powers when adding or subtracting in algebra. Okay, never touch the powers. So in this case, x squared plus x squared, it becomes, here there is invisible 1, there is invisible 1, then 1 plus 1, 2 squared, 2x squared. Sorry, it is 2x squared. Here plus, here same thing can be added. So let's write, we call them like terms. Let's collect them. So 2x plus 2x. There is another x one here, plus x. I collected them. And after that numbers, just the numbers without letters. Plus 4, plus 2. I'm bringing this one also to this side. Minus 3 equals 0. We are trying to create a quadratic equation here. So 2x squared. Now 2x plus 2x, 4x. 4x plus 6, 5x. We can add them. Just we do not change the powers. Powers, they stay same. We ignore the letter. We deal with letters here. Finally, just follow the letter as it is. 5x. So 4 plus 2, 6. 6 minus 3, 3. Equals 0. So I got here quadratic equation. Now you can use the calculator to factorize it. So use the calculator to factorize this. So I'm getting the calculator to factorize it. You know that format, mod 5 3. So those who can't remember the format, mod 5 3. This is the quadratic format. Then a equals 2, b equals plus 5, c equals 3. So let's input these values. 2 equals 5 equals 3 equals, again equals, x equals minus 1. So one value calculator is giving x equals minus 1. The other value is x equals minus 3 over 2. So calculator is giving us two answers. Just keep a space and write them. X equals, calculator gave me x equals minus 1. X equals minus 3 over 2. Now I need to write them as two factors. Otherwise you will lose 1 mark. Okay. So when calculator gave me this answer, I'm converting this one back to a factor. If it is minus, I need to write here plus 1. If it is a fraction, be careful. Don't straight away write the fraction. You need to bring this denominator, which this down number in front of x, which becomes 2x. Again, minus to be converted into positive 3. So these two becomes the factors. Then we got 2x answers. Now for these 2x answers, you need to get y answers as well. Then when x equals minus 1, what y is? Let's get this equation. This is the easiest one. It's the second equation. So you can pick this one is, can you see it is harder one? So pick this the easiest equation. Y equals x plus 2. So let's substitute the value. X, which means minus 1, because this is minus 1. Now we're going to substitute this one. Minus 1 plus 2. Minus 1 plus 1 means plus. You can plus 1. You can use the calculator. 1. So we got one answer, minus 1, comma, minus 1. Next one. When x equals minus 3 over 2, what y is? So let's substitute. Y equals x plus 2. X means minus 3 over 2 plus 2. So use the calculator, those who can simplify simply. So here 4, we are getting it as y 4 1 half. It is half. Then one answer, minus 3 over 2 comma half. So these are the two answers. Show that 16x squared minus 36 over x minus 7 divided by 2x squared plus 7x plus 6 over x squared minus 5x minus 14 minus 7 plus 8x equals n, where n is an integer to be found. Show clear algebraic working. Now this is an algebraic fractional equation. When we've been given algebraic fractional equation, you gotta apply factorizing first. That is the very first step, factorizing. No matter whether it is equation or non-equation, and just still algebraic fraction simplification, still factorization. If you don't have equal sign here, still there are fractions and you are asked to simplify, still you have to apply factorizing. So first method is factorizing. So still write factorizing. When doing factorizing, there is an order. You have to follow this order. So the very first step is you have to check whether there is HCF. What's the meaning of HCF? HCF is you have to check whether there is highest common factor. Whether there is a highest common factor. It means there is a biggest, if there is a biggest number, whether you will be able to divide every term. Now, if I get this one, 16 and 36, you got to figure out what's the biggest number that you will be able to divide both of them. Likewise. Second one, difference of squares. Factorizing second one is difference of squares. So if I am factorizing the second one, the factors of difference of squares are a minus b, a plus b. Okay. Third one, quadratic. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Now there's a thing. No matter what you get, still for each and every one, you got to look at this one. Let's say straight away you notice that difference of squares, still check whether HCF is available. If there is a quadratic one, check whether this one is available. The meaning of this one is you have to check whether the HCF is, whether there's a biggest number that you can pull out Here, 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 everywhere is possible. If there is a biggest number that you can pull out from that whole expression, you have to pull out. If you go ahead without pulling it out, you will lose 1 mark. Okay, that's the very first thing. So let's start off this question. Now I told you there is the biggest number that we can pull out. What is it? It is 4. So I'm taking out 4. Then 4 times 4. X squared minus 4 times 9 over x minus 7. Divide. Now we need to factorize. Now, what are the factors of this one? Now, there is no any highest common factor. There is no any common number that we can pull out. So, we need to factorize. Let's use the calculator. We can use mod 3 for quadratic. Then I'm using the calculator. Calculator function is mod 3. So, let's input A is 2, B is 7, C is 6. So, I'm going to input them. 2 equals 7 equals 6 equals. So factors are x equals minus 3 over 2, x equals minus 2. X equals minus 3 over 2. X equals minus 2. So let's convert these two answers into factors. Then I have to write 2x. This denominator comes to the in front of x. Then it becomes 2x. This negative becomes positive plus 3. This one x, because there is no denominator x, negative becomes positive plus 2. Right, we are done with this one. Let's move on to this denominator. Mod 3 again. So A is 1, 1 equals minus 5 equals minus 14 equals x equals 7, x equals minus 2. So for the second one, x equals 7, x equals minus 2. So if we write them as factors, x equals minus 7, we need to reverse the sign. So x equals plus 2. Here minus 7 plus 8x equals n. We can erase this. Right? Now remember, this is here division got involved. Here subtraction is getting involved. Therefore, you need to apply BODMAS. Okay? BODMAS. So depending on BODMAS, we need to do the division part first. So this is fraction division. And when applying division for the fractions, we need to convert this division into multiplication. Now in this case, can you see here? I can factorize this one furthermore. So I can write this one here. 4. This is 2 squared x squared minus 3 squared. This is under this difference of squares. So I can write it 4 2x minus 3 2x plus 3. I can write this one as difference of squares. Therefore, I am writing 4 2x minus 3 2x plus 3. This is the way how I got it. I converted this one according to this format, difference of square format, and x minus 7. You can use the calculator for this one as well. So in this case, but The calculator doesn't show this common factor. Once you got this one, only you have to use the calculator. So before applying calculator feature, you have to check whether there is a common factor. Then only you have to apply the calculator. So if you are using the calculator for this one, this is the way how we use it. We have to get A as 4. 4 equals, in this case, x term, there is no x term. Therefore, B equals 0. Equals C is minus 9. Before doing this one, you need to get this one. If you don't get this one, your answer is wrong. So answer is giving us 3 over 2. Here I got this one as 2x minus 3. Here 2x plus 3. Same thing, calculator gives out if you get it, this one out. Now let's multiply this one. Then this fraction comes up like as same as the normal fractional division question. 2x plus 3. You have to flip the fraction. Since this is division to be converted into multiplication, then you have to flip this fraction. You have to switch this denominator here. Numerator should come to denominator. Denominator should go to numerator. Then this one, it stays same, 7. So I'm going to erase this part. Seven plus 8x equals n. Now let's see whether there is cutting available. If it is fraction multiplication, it is cut. If it is addition subtraction, LCM. Okay. So in this case, let's see whether cutting is available. Here x minus 7, x minus 7. When cutting, whole expression to be cut. X plus 2 to be cut. 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3 to be cut. Then the only remaining part is 4 times 2x minus 3. Here minus 7 plus 8x equals n. Then we can write it as 8x minus 12 minus 7 minus 8x equals n. 8x, they cancelled out because 8x minus 12 minus 7, it becomes minus 19. Then n becomes minus 19. This is the answer. Question 24. A, B, C are 3 points on horizontal ground. AB equals 8.4 meters. BC equals 9.2 meters. B is on bearing of 67 degrees from A. So B is on a bearing of 67 degrees from A. C is on a bearing of 129 degrees from B. Calculate the bearing of A from C. Give your answer correct to the nearest degree. When you are getting a bearing question, there is a very significant point. It means very important point, which is from A. This is the important point. From A. Actually, this is your starting position. You need to get the start of this question is here. So you need to come over here and let's label A, spot A first, because this is your starting position. In bearing question, in any bearing question, your start is from. From what? From is the important word. So from, go to the next letter. From A, then A is your starting position. Then label A. After that, go to the draw the north line. On A, draw the north line and rotate clockwise. So important, clockwise from north line, being on the north line. So go to the north line, being on north line, rotate clockwise 67 degrees. So roughly 67, not measuring, roughly 67 degrees. and draw the line of, so along this line somewhere, you are getting B. Okay, so let's label B somewhere here. We are getting B somewhere here. Right, after the next one. C is on a bearing of 129 degrees from B. Again, this is your start. From B, go to B. Draw the north line. Let's draw the north line. And rotate clockwise. Again, rotate clockwise until you meet C. So 129, it is somewhere around here. Now draw the line. Here. Now this angle is 129 degrees. This angle is 67 degrees. So this is C. Now let's draw in this line. Right. Next point is from C, this is from C, go to C and draw the north line. Draw the north line and rotate clockwise until you get A. So this is the angle that we need to get. Now this is the bearing of A from C. This is the bearing of A from C. Draw the north line from C, go to C, draw the north line. Being at north line, rotate clockwise until you meet A. It's clear? Right. Now how do we get this angle? This is the easiest way how you think. If we can find out this whole angle, we are done. From 360, we subtract this much, then we are getting this angle. Then our goal has to be figuring out this much, right? So, in bearing question, most of the time, you are getting north line. This is north, this is north, this is north. So, when we are getting north line, we know that parallel lines, right? So, when we are getting parallel lines, here, these two lines are parallel. This is the line going across those parallel lines. Then this angle and this angle, they add up to 180. What's the reason? Allied angles or interior angles. A plus B, they add up to 180 degrees. Interior angles. So we are having here, let's label this angle as angle A. Let's get it as B. So I can write A plus B, 67 plus B, they add up to 180, right? Because these two lines, north lines, so they are parallel lines because they are north parallel lines. Then these two lines, they are interior angles. So interior angles, they add up to 180. Then B equals 180 minus 67, which gives out 180 minus 67 equals 130. So we got this angle as 130. So I got this one now. It is 130. So we know that this is also angles at point. This is also angles at point. Then if we get this one as, let's get this one as angle, let's label this one as X. No, we got X. Let's get this one as Y. Right. Then I can write, I'm writing like this, 113 plus 129 plus Y equals 360 degrees. Y, angles at a point, add up to 360 degrees. Then we can get Y equals, so use the calculator, 360 minus 113 minus 129 equals 18 degrees. So y equals 118 degrees. So we got this one as 118. Right, now we are having this angle. Let's keep it. Now with this one. How do we get this one? We know that this one is parallel to this one. Then let's get this one as z. This one is parallel to this one. Therefore, I can write z plus 129 add up to 118. Therefore, z equals, let's subtract 180 minus 129 equals 51. So this angle is 51. This is 51 degrees. Now, only one thing is remaining. We need to get this one. How do we get it? So let's see what we've been given here. Let's label the stuff that we've been given. AB equals 8.4. So we've been given this one as 8.4. And BC equals 9.2. And this one we label, that's it. So how do we get this angle? Let's label this one as C. Now how do we get C? If we get C, we are done. So to get C, if you are trying to apply sine rule, so this one, we are having this one, but still we don't have this side, right? If we are having this side here, we can apply sine rule. Then your goal has to be taken this side. So how do you get this side? Here we have this side, we have this angle, you have this side, then you can apply cos rule here, cos rule. Then apply cos rule and get this side, then apply sine rule and get this angle. Okay, let's apply cos rule first. So I'm going to apply cos rule. Then I'm writing here AC equals (8.4) squared plus 9.2 squared minus 2 times 8.4 into 9.2 into cos 118. The whole thing square root. So let's use the calculator straight away. Root 8.4 squared plus 9.2 squared minus 2 into 8.4 into 9.2 into cos 118 equals 15.091 equals 15.091. So we have this side 15.091. Now we can use sine rule and get this angle. So let's apply the sine rule. So I'm going to apply the sine rule. So we can write it C sine C over sine C over 8.4 equals to sine 118 over 15.091. Then sine C equals, let's cross multiply, take this one here, which is 8.4 into sine 118 over 15.091. Then we need to get C. Therefore, I am applying sine inverse. This whole thing. 8.4 into sine 118 over 15.091. Let's use the calculator and get the value. Shift sine inverse brackets. So we are getting 8.4 into sine 118 over 15.091. Close the bracket. Equals 29 point. So C we are getting as 29.437. C equals 29.437. So we got this one 29.437. Then we can get the bearing, which is X, the bearing of A from C. The bearing of A from C equals, we know that from 360 we need to subtract 360 minus, we got 29.437 and this one it is 51. So let's use the calculator. 360 minus 29.437 minus 51 equals 279.56. So 279.5, which gives out 280. So this is the answer. So remember, when doing bearing questions, from part is so important. Go to from part. This is your starting position. Question 25. The diagram shows an equilateral triangle ABC and circle with center O. AB, BC and CA are tangents to the circle. The radius of the circle is x centimeter. The total area in squared centimeter of the regions shown shaded in the diagram is n x squared. Find the value of n. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So here we've been given the area of the shaded region, which is nx squared. So how do we get the area of the shaded region? Whenever we need to get the area of the shaded region, it is always subtracting two known figures. Now in this case, if we want to get the area of the shaded region, we have to subtract the area of the circle from the area of the triangle. So how do we get the area of the triangle? There are two formulae that we can get the area of the triangle. One is half into base into height. The other one is half AB sine C. Area of circle pi r squared. So one is pi r squared. The other one is half into base into height or half AB sine C. Right, now here there are important points in this question. One is equilateral triangle. When there is an equilateral triangle, we know that all three sides should be equal to each other. When all three sides are equal to each other, all three angles are also equal to each other. Then one angle is 60 degrees. So this angle is 60. This angle is also 60. This angle is also 60. There is another important point. Radius here, AB, BC, CA are tangents. So these are tangents and X here, this is radius. So we know that one theorem, angle between tangent and radius, it is always 90 degrees. This is an important one. And if this is an equilateral triangle, if we draw the symmetrical line like this, it passes through the center. Okay. Can you see when I'm getting the 90-degree triangle like this here. So there, this is 90-degree triangle. So if we draw that triangle separately, this length, here this length, this is x, then this angle would be 30 degrees. Because since this is the symmetrical line, this symmetrical line exactly divides this figure into two equal parts, which means this half exactly fits on this half, which means this angle is divided into two equal parts. Therefore, this is 30. Then I'm getting 90-degree triangle here. Okay, one angle, this is 30, this is 90, this length is x. Right, let's see now. We need to get n. So it is related to shaded area of the shaded region. Now I'm thinking like this. How do I get the area of the shaded region? Area of the triangle. Then how do I get the area of the triangle? Area of the triangle equals half AB sine C. Right? Half AB sine C. So half A B sine C. Then if I can find out this length, this one of these lengths, then I'm done. So I know that since this is symmetrical line, this one is symmetrical line, this line exactly divide this length into two equal parts. So let's get this side as y. Okay. Then by considering this 90-degree triangle, I'm trying to get this in terms of x. So by considering this one, I need to include this one. I need to include this one. So since this is 90-degree triangle, this one becomes adjacent. This is attached to this angle. So it is adjacent. This is opposite. So SOHCAHTOA, because this is a 90-degree triangle, so SOHCAHTOA. Then this is adjacent. This is opposite. So adjacent and opposite, this one, TOA. Then let's apply that one. Tan equals opposite over adjacent, which means opposite, which is x, tan 30, which is opposite is x over y. Then let's switch these two. Y goes here, tan 30 comes here. Then y equals x over tan 30. Right? Then let's use the calculator. The meaning of this one is there is 1 over tan 30 because we have to get what, or you can use straight away use x as well, but let's use 1 over tan 30. 1 over tan 30. So how much is it? Root 3. Then we are getting x root 3. So I'm getting here x root 3 or root 3x. Right, then let's substitute that thing into here. Now we are getting here root 3. This is root 3. Therefore, this is also root 3, which means root 3 plus root 3, 2 root 3. Okay, root 3 plus 2 root 3, 2 root 3. Then I'm getting half A is 2 root 3 into B is 2 root 3. 2 root 3x, 2 root 3x into sine 60. Because this in between angle is sine 60. Now this is 2 root 3x. This is also 2 root 3x. In between angle is 60. So let's simplify this one. 2 cancel out. Root 3 into root 3, 3. 3 into 2, 6. So root 3, if I write it, root 3 into root 3 here into 2 Here sine x, sine 60. Sine 60 means sine 60 root 3 over 2. So root 3 over 2. So we got this one, root 3, 2 sine 60. Now I'm having x squared as well, into x squared. This x, this x. So let's cancel this 2. Root 3 into root 3, 3 root 3. So 3 root 3 x squared. So this is the area of the triangle. Now let's get the area of the circle. Area of the circle. Area of the circle. Pi x squared, because radius is x. Now we've been given that nx squared, shaded area nx squared. We know that from this area of the triangle, once we take away this circle area, shaded area. So area of the circle, we formed it as 3 root 3 x squared minus pi x squared. Right. Now I'm dividing this whole equation by x squared. Then I can get rid of x terms. Right. Then n equals 3 root 3 minus pi. So let's use the calculator and get the answer. We need to leave our answer to the third significant figure. So 3 root 3 minus pi. Equals 2.054. So equals 2.054. So we are getting the answer to the third significant figure, 2.05.